melụ amala onye dị mma na onye dị njọ asị na anya na-afụ obi asị na anya na-afụ ime obi.
Once upon a time, there lived a man named Ugo. Ugo and his wife had 3 children, Chiamaka, Nonso, and Nnamdi. All of them were very close. As they got older, they became of marriageable age, but Chiamaka was yet to be married. Nonso, however, wanted to get married. He had met a young lady, her name was Ireti. Ireti was from a poor background and also from another tribe. Despite this, Nonso loved her, and so did she. Nonso's parents were hesitant to accept her. They wanted their son to marry from the upper class, but he insisted that he would not marry any other person other than Ireti. So his parents agreed. It helped that Ireti was very beautiful and humble. They, however, would have preferred somebody from their own tribe if she was not to be from the upper class. Ireti was happy that her in-laws had accepted her. They all lived in one big mansion because Ugo was a very rich man. So she did her best to be close to her mother-in-law and her sister-in-law, Chiamaka. Nonso called his sister Chiamaka Chi. All members of her family did. So Ireti, thinking to be closer to Chiamaka, called her Chi. She went to the kitchen one day as Chiamaka was cooking and said, "Chi, what are you preparing? I'm very hungry." Bam! Before she knew it, Chiamaka had landed a big slap on her face. Ireti's neck almost fell from her shoulders. She fell on the ground. "Are you mad?" Chiamaka shouted. "Do I look like your mate? Who are you calling Chi? And who is your maid? Now let me warn you, if you ever call me Chi again in your life, I will cut off your head. Do I look like a maid to you? So you don't have hands to cook, Abi?" Ireti was kneeling on the floor crying. She was holding her cheeks as her face was in pain. "I'm so sorry," she said. "I did not mean to insult you." That night, Ireti told her husband what happened. Her husband, Nonso, asked her, "Why would you call her Chi? It's only us, the members of the family, that can call her Chi. She is older than you with 6 years. You should call her auntie. She's not your mate." The next day, Chiamaka was with her friends telling them what had happened. Can you imagine that small girl? Because she's married now, she wants to put her hands in your eye. "Don't allow her," one of her friends said. You know me now. I will show her pepper. That wretched poor girl. Can you imagine? She wants to turn me into a maid in my own father's house. That's a lie, Chiamaka responded. The following week, Chiamaka did as she promised. She turned Ireti into a maid. She made her clean, cook, wash at odd hours of the day. Even when Ireti became pregnant, because she was from another tribe, her parents-in-law did not help her. They left Chiamaka to handle her. People around the village knew that Ireti was not happy, but because her in-laws were rich and powerful, they did not want to make any comment. Besides, she was a daughter-in-law, one from another tribe. It was none of their business. One night, Ireti begged her husband to get another house for them. She was pregnant and could not continue with the house chores that Chiamaka was asking her to do. But Nonso refused. He was the first son, and his father's house was his house. The house was large enough for everyone. She only had to respect his older sister and everything would be fine. One day, Chiamaka and her friends went to see a juju man. Chiamaka was not getting any younger and she wanted to marry soon, fast. However, no one was coming for her hand. Is there a woman from Ogi tribe around you? The juju man asked. Ogi. Yes, my sister-in-law. She has tied your lock. She came from her village with black magic to stop your success. Now that she's pregnant, her powers have increased. Hey, Baba, what can I do? You have to help me. You have to tie her spiritually. Okay, Baba, how do I do that? You bring 1 goat, 1 chicken, 2 red candles, 1 white material, 1 broom, and a large sum of money. Come back tomorrow and I will give you a white substance to use. And that was what Chiamaka did. The next day, she went to Baba, and Baba gave her a small bottle of white substance to put in Ireti's food. It will kill her spiritually. And that is what Chiamaka did. Ireti became very weak. She could not stand for long. Sometimes she could not eat. But yet, Chiamaka made her do all the house chores. And still, her in-laws and husband did not come to her aid. However, the juju man had warned Chiamaka never to eat the substance, otherwise she would run mad. Chiamaka agreed. She was always careful with the bottle. One night, as Ireti slept, she cried to her mother in her dream. Why? Why are my in-laws treating me like this? Why do they hate me so much? Even now that I'm carrying their grandchild. Why? Why? Chiamaka can see how weak I am, but still she continues to send me on errands, and her husband keeps mute. She cried and cried and cried, and then her mother appeared by her side. They stood side by side. Her mother waved her hand, and before Ireti, a dining table appeared. On that dining table, Ireti could see herself sitting at one end, and Chiamaka was sitting on the other end. Both women were about to eat, but Ireti's mother waved her hand and both women froze. Then Ireti's mother walked to the dining table and switched their food, and then she unfroze them. Immediately Chiamaka ate the food that was supposed to be Ireti's food. She fell down, collapsed, and died. As she died, Ireti's mother raised her head and looked at the Ireti that was standing. Immediately, Ireti woke up, and then everything fell into place for her. Later that day, Ireti made her food and left it on the dining table. She went to the kitchen to get a cup. As she left, Chiamaka came. Chiamaka looked left and then she looked right. Seeing no one, she poured the white substance in Ireti's food. Ireti watched from a distance. The next hour, Chiamaka asked for her own food, and Ireti gave her a plate of food. Ireti sat next to her and watched as she ate the food. After Chiamaka ate that food, she became mad. Immediately, Ireti said, "Why? Why would you poison my food?" Ireti immediately went into labor. As she was taken to the herbalist, Chiamaka confessed to all that she had been poisoning Ireti's food because she wanted to eliminate her. Now, while giving birth during this time, Ireti gave birth to twin boys. But because of the high intake of poison that she had been given, she died. The herbalist confirmed what Chiamaka said, that indeed Ireti had been poisoned to death. The whole village was in shock. How can Chiamaka be so wicked? They asked. Then the king decreed that discrimination of other people from other tribes should stop. If anyone had come to Ireti's aid, this would have been stopped a long time ago.
Amalonye dimba no nye dinjo.